Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
In my family, we strive to be responsible in order to ensure the well-being of our family. In the same way, I encourage my family to vote because it's their responsibility to do so as citizens.
That's right. It is our responsibility to elect our leaders without influence from our families or anyone else.
You have the right to vote. Use it.
We will vote.
Will you?
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Pure Jungle.
Thank you so much for joining us on Prime TV's menus. To present it, my name is Daniel Tonga. We begin by looking at the headlines. Several PF and FDD members in Lusaka defect to UPND. Frank Mutuwila asks wife Evelyn Tembo to leave matrimonial house and Italy. Christians celebrate 23 years of Zambia as a Christian nation. And in foreign news, firing reported at Gambia Presidential Palace. These and other interesting stories when we return. And now the news in detail. 142 members of the Patriotic Front PF and the Forum for Democracy and Development FDD have defected to the United Party for National Development UPND. The defectors have indicated that they have decided to defect to UPND because it is the only party that has shown a direction. And speaking when he welcomed the defectors, UPND Lusaka Province campaign manager Nolobe Kuliye says UPND remains the party of choice for all people. Mr. Kuliye adds that people have noticed that there is no qualified person who can run the Zambian economy apart from Hakainde Hichilema. He adds that it is nice and encouraging to note that people have now realized that it is only Mr. Hichilema who can manage the economy of the country effectively.
From poor failure party PF.
We are joining the incoming ruling party, no other than UPND.
Hivi vifaa wakazi vatikanga. Ana group yanga mena kwenda nayo. So kuna tunakwenda tishita campaign pamene tunafika kuliba msizimbaulu. Kuti tiende tibayike muamene muuchani mu FDD. Niye kunuza kuti iwe pamene upanga chani. Suona echi.
Chidanjala tibati bana kuyonda nezo.
I want to send a very timely warning to those that are running bus associations as well as taxi associations. Ngati sibaza bachita petition na bakanso kumozi kuti bayaleke kulesa bama bus na bama taxi kungena mu station bamene bana maposta ya UPND. We are not going to allow that. They must remember that they are in the minority now.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is now. Time for lies has gone. We must go out here to tell the truth. In PF, in your party that you joined today, we believe in the truth. Go and tell the people that we have been sleeping without food. Come 20th, that food will be available.
Former MMD National Treasurer Suresh Desai has charged that the current poor state of the economy is due to poor leadership. Mr. Desai says poverty and poor living standards are as a result of failure by past and current leaders to manage the economy well. He adds that many leaders have tried to manage the economy but have failed because they do not have right skills on how to manage the country. Mr. Desai says the current state of the poor economy is a reflection of bad leadership exhibited by some leaders. He was speaking in Lusaka when he witnessed the defection of 50 members of the FDD and 92 members of PF to UPND.
That all the problems which we are facing, whether there is no water in our compounds, whether the roads are bad, whether there are no medicines in the hospitals, whether there are no jobs for the young, all of those problems are coming from poor management of the economy. Since independence, we Zambians have been voting for people who do not know how to manage the economy. That's why, in spite of the fact that the good Lord has given us so many resources, we have minerals, we have land, we have water, we've got everything, but we are poor. We have so many poor people. That is because the economy is not being managed properly. The economy is not growing fast enough, it is not creating wealth, it is not generating revenue for the government in the quantity that is required, and it is not generating jobs.
Patriotic Front PF has dismissed media reports that Lusaka and the surrounding districts have defected to the newly formed Rainbow Party. PF Lusaka District Chairman Studford Kayame says PF Lusaka District is intact and individuals that joined Rainbow Party are those that left the PF after losing district elections. Mr. Kayame adds that Lusaka District had a company that was formed with a view to empowering youths, but Goodson Banda wanted to personalize it for his personal gain. He says those that were occupying the positions in the same company left with Mr. Goodson Banda and are the ones that are reported to have defected to Rainbow Party. Mr. Kayame was speaking in an interview with Prime TV News in Lusaka. Churches from different parts of Lusaka gathered at Government Complex on 29th December to mark 23 years since Zambia was declared a Christian nation. President for the Advocates of Zambia as a Christian nation, Reverend Billy Mfula, has commended past governments for upholding the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. He says as a church, they decided to invite 10 political parties that are standing for the coming by-elections so that they can reaffirm their commitment to upholding the foundation and declaration of the country as a Christian nation. Among the political parties that managed to attend the service were the PF, UPND, Heritage Party and the MMD.
The 29th of December every year leaves as a mark to the Zambians as the day that Zambia was declared a Christian nation.
I declare today that I submit myself as president to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. I likewise submit the government and the entire nation of Zambia to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. I further declare that Zambia is a Christian nation.
Commemorating the event, churches and clergymen from all different churches in the country gathered at the government complex to mark exactly 23 years since the second Republican president, Frederick Chiluba, declared it as a Christian nation. The clergymen had this to say.
So we strongly believe that if we can get to understand this covenant, when we as parents, then we go on and educate our children and our children's children, Zambia will continue to become a prosperous nation, a nation that is morally upright because of the covenant that we are in. Every one of us.
In celebrating the day, politicians from different political parties were invited also to be present and to reaffirm their commitment to living by the laws that it was founded on 23 years ago. Of the political parties, only 4 managed to show up for the event.
With men and women who are not just saying to declare Zambia, but hands of Zambia to raise to honor God and declare that Zambia belongs to God. This is not what I envision. I envision springs all over the compound, Zambians watching everywhere as the country comes to a standstill on the 29th of every year. And the Bible says, who among you can light a candle and put it under? We always want to show it up there. And this is why when FDJ declared this country as a Christian nation, holding what they was each and every Zambian, not only from the pulpit, but even from platform of the pulpit, each and every one of us have got to say thank you to our Heavenly Father for giving us Zambia as a Christian nation.
After they believed that the type of God that was worshipping was a real God, the entire people in the province of Babylon believe that they have to obey God of Daniel.
It has clocked 23 years since the late former president declared Zambia as a Christian nation, and 50 years has passed since its independence, and the people have since once again committed the country to stand by the principles of the Bible. Gwen Wheeler reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Now, the Patriotic Front, PF, has dismissed as rumors reports that party president Edgar Lungu is sick. PF Deputy Secretary General Nsama Yamba says the party president is well and is in good health, adding that he is executing his duties well. He says the party has written to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, that those reporting about Edgar Lungu's health are not following the Electoral Code of Conduct. Mr. Yamba has appealed to the PF party members to remain calm and continue campaigning, saying the rumors of Lungu's sickness are tactics by opposition to decampaign him.
Much want to see their friend in such an area. And this evening we have been saying this is a Christian country, right? Now in a Christian society, honestly, do you have to wish your friends ill? Do you have to wish your friend dead? No. Even if the man has got a cough, is that not human? One has got to fall sick. One has got to, because of the fatigue that is going through, right? The President Edgar is going through a lot of work this particular time. But then, we need to understand that he's as fit as ever before, right? And he's putting his Lord Jesus Christ as a torch, right? For him to be guided in whatever he's doing. He's going through difficult times than he has ever gone through. But then, as a leader, as a president to come, right, he has got to prepare for this. And this is why he's doing or he's going through all these things. But as far as we're concerned, as a party and as a nation, President Edgar Lungu is fit and he's doing his work.
We now go for our first break. Join us for more news after this.
Yeah, madam, nisiriza manze.
No problem. It's very busy here.
Yeah, your sister, pamangala busy. Since you wanna kuziwa kapena nzaka vota kwa presidential elections.
Huh? Don't tell me. You can't afford to miss out on your right to vote. Elections are a time for you to choose a leader of your choice.
Your boy, Susie, but voting is important.
You need to vote if you want to put a leader of your choice in power.
Oh, okay. But for many makamba for panga sense. Anyway, since voting station maningi time, your car is ready.
Zikomo, the car looks great. I'll bring it here again for another wash.
No problem. As long as it is not on 20th January, because I'll be voting.
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Welcome back, and now other stories. Frank Mutubila, Zambia's ambassador to Italy, has filed an injunction trying to order his wife Evelyn Tembo to leave the matrimonial house and Italy. Mr. Mutubila says his wife's continued stay in Italy has caused him embarrassment mentally and emotional pain. According to documents filed in the Lusaka High Court, Mutubila also wants Evelyn to leave Italy after the revocation of her diplomatic status by government. Mr. Mutubila adds that it is surprising that after his wife's diplomatic status was revoked, she has refused to leave Italy and the official residence. He says he is aware that Evelyn is doing her doctorate program and her studies at research stage, and she can complete that and her studies whilst in Zambia. Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry under the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal has observed that 2014 is the year the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal had to amend the law on Zambian economy. Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal Head of Secretary Harley Mwemba says since 2012 to December 2014, cases of consumer protection have increased and been filed with the tribunal. He says prominent among consumer appeal cases are those related to unfair trading practices arising from traders and shop owners. Mr. Mwemba was speaking at a media briefing in Osaka.
The tribunal to undertake many of such provincial and district sittings in the near future, provided that the budget and the funds are available. Ladies and gentlemen, with respect to the future outlook of the tribunal, that is 2015 and beyond, we would like to invite members of the public, through you colleagues from the media, to take an interest in the work of the tribunal as it affects business and ultimately the general public. This, in fact, is provided for under the Tribunal Rule number 10, subsection 1, which says, and I quote, "The tribunal shall hold its sittings in public." Therefore, I'd like to encourage you members of the media organization to take an interest and attend the tribunal sittings.
Meanwhile, Mr. Mwemba says in the last quarter of 2014, the tribunal has decided to do things differently. Mr. Mwemba says the members of the public must take an interest in the work of the tribunal as it engages businesses and the general public. He says on the 8th of January 2015, the tribunal is expected to hear some cases, including the one relating to the businesses like Zambif. Mr. Mwemba was speaking at a media briefing in Osaka.
Consequently, the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal was established in 2010 through the enactment of the Competition and Consumer Protection Act number 24 of 2010. The tribunal consists of 5 part-time members appointed by the Honorable Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry as provided for in section number 67 of the Act. Public and private sectors, as well as from experts in relevant matters of the Act. The industry is mandated to provide a secretariat to the tribunal, and this is provided for in section 69 of the Act. The specific functions of the tribunal are provided for in section number 68, and they are as follows. Court. The functions of the tribunal are to A, hear any appeals made to it under the Act, and B, perform such other functions as are assigned to it under this Act or any other law.
United Party for National Development UPND Lusaka district youths have accused the Patriotic Front PF government of infiltrating the Electoral Commission of Zambia and the police with their cadres ahead of the 2015 presidential elections. The youths, led by Lusaka District Youth Mobilization Chairman Nathan Piri, says the UPND is aware that the PF wants to win the election at all cost. Hence, they have engaged their own people to monitor the elections. They have called on the police and the Electoral Commission of Zambia to ensure they discharge their duties professionally adding that Zambians want a leader they can vote for themselves and not one that is imposed.
That they want to use council secretaries to be returning officers, yes, which we will not accept, because we feel that we are not comfortable with council secretary. We feel that those people are PF. So what we want them to use the teachers. They were using teachers. Now why do they want to change to use council secretaries? And we are aware that these people are having meetings in a certain lodge in Kablonga. And amongst themselves, there are some other people who are giving us information. Anytime from now, we'll round them and we'll do what we call citizen arrest. And what it is, we are also telling the DEC to stop going into the affairs of the electoral commission.
But in a telephone interview with Prime TV, a Patriotic Front PF Secretary General Davis Chama has lashed at the UPND for lacking tangible issues to talk about. Mr. Chama, who expressed sadness at the allegations, says the UPND should not alarm the nation with such allegations, as the police and the Electoral Commission are professional bodies. He has further added that the UPND knows that they are losing in the forthcoming elections, hence they want to use the allegations as an excuse. He has since called on the electorate to go in numbers on the 20th of January and cast their votes for their preferred candidate.
Well, they're just drawing court sheets. I think they are upset that losing the election. And the incident is a independent body. And we want the election when MMD was in power. We want government, we want opposition. But we want the election because the Electoral Commission is an independent body. The UPND will have their polling agents in their polling stations. And those polling agencies, they'll be able to monitor what will be happening at the polling stations. So the police is there to maintain law and order. And it has always been like that. You cannot not have the police at the polling stations for maintaining law and order and then for keeping security. So what is the application all about? I don't understand. Even the fencing, they know that they are losing the election, so they want to lay the groundwork for exodus when they lose the election on the 20th of January.
Road Transport and Safety Agency has given all motorists and public service vehicle operators a grace period within which they may acquire relevant licenses for the year 2015. RATSA Acting Director and Chief Executive Officer Gladwell Banda says it is evident that motorists around the country are still in the process of acquiring licenses for 2015 when the deadline is on the 31st of December 2014. Mr. Banda notes that the grace period would be for the whole month of January 2015 because of the high motorization rate in the country. He said this in a statement released in Lusaka by RATSA Senior Public Relations Manager Messi Mwila. Mr. Banda says during this period, no enforcement for the validity of the same licenses will be effected until after the grace period. And now we go for our second break. Join us for some international stories when we are back.
Have you lost your voter's card? Is your voter's card defaced or damaged? If so, you can replace your voter's card during the Voters Card Replacement Exercise from the 28th of December 2014 to the 3rd of January 2015. During this exercise, 4 rural centers will be opened in every rural constituency and 3 centers will be opened in every urban constituency. Voters who have lost their cards will need to present a police report and their green national registration card in order to collect a new voter's card. Voters whose cards are defaced or damaged will have to produce the damaged card and their green national registration card before a new card can be issued to them. During this exercise, no new voters will be registered and no transfers will be effected for voters that have moved to a different location. Furthermore, the Commission will not extend the voter card replacement exercise beyond January the 3rd, 2015.
For further information, contact the office of the district electoral officer in your respective districts who are town clerks and council secretaries. Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015 starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Welcome back now in foreign news. Heavy gunfire near Gambia's presidential palace has been reported by residents of the small West African nation, according to the Associated Press news agency. The violence rocking Banjul early on Tuesday comes as longtime ruler Yaya Jammeh is out of the country on a visit to France. Witnesses who spoke to AP on condition of anonymity for fear of reprisals said that soldiers linked to the presidential guard were involved, raising the specter of a mutiny. The deputy of the National Intelligence Agency, Luis Gomez, refused to comment on the reports. Gambia is a tiny former British colony surrounded by Senegal on both its northern and southern borders. Human rights activists say Jammeh's regime is repressive and has targeted political dissidents, journalists, gays and lesbians. He first took power at the age of 29 after a 1994 coup. And finally, in our news, the United States has launched an airstrike targeting a senior leader of Somali's Al-Shabaab group, the Pentagon has said. Military spokesman John Kirby said the raid on Monday hit a target in southern Somalia shortly after the armed group's intelligence chief surrendered to government and African Union forces. Kirby did not identify the targeted fighters' name. Al-Shabaab fighters are fighting to overthrow the Somali government by launching attacks against state targets and in neighboring countries that contribute to an African Union force operating in the country. The AU force, deployed since 2007, has pushed Al-Shabaab out of the capital, but the group still holds large territory in the south and center of the country. For these and other stories, we did monitor Al Jazeera.
The Indonesian President Joko Widodo has offered his condolences to the families of passengers on board Air Asia flight QZ8501. Debris and bodies from the missing plane were found in the Java Sea earlier on Tuesday. The plane lost contact with air traffic control less than an hour. A ship off the Greek island of Corfu has sent a distress call with reports of armed passengers on board. The Moldovan cargo ship called Blue Sky M is carrying between 400 and 600 passengers bound for Croatia. The Greek Maritime Authority is sending a helicopter and 3 ships to investigate. Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny is calling for Vladimir Putin's government to be destroyed. A court has found him guilty of stealing money, but it's a suspended sentence, so he won't be serving time in jail. Gunfire has been heard near the presidential palace in the Gambian capital Banjul. Witnesses say soldiers linked to the presidential guard were involved and that a military coup was foiled.
And as we come to the end of our news, we take a look at what made the headlines. Several PF and FDD members in Lusaka defect to UPND. Frank Mutuila asks wife Evelyn Tembo to leave matrimonial house and Italy. Christians celebrate 23 years of Zambia as a Christian nation. And in foreign news, a firing reported at Gambia Presidential Palace. There are then, and that's just what we had on our news. On behalf of the news department and the production crew, this has been Daniel Tonga. Thank you for joining us, and bye-bye for now.
Hi, I was just checking up some information on the Electoral Commission of Zambia website. Did you know that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has set January 20th, 2015 as the date for the presidential election? Remember that in order to vote, you'll need your green national registration card and your voter's card. Voting is the constitutional right of every Zambian citizen. Exercise your right by voting for the presidential candidate of your choice on January 20th, 2015.
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages. Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.